Attorney, syempre before yung mga legalities ang DOJ ay nagsalita na kanina. Yung mga ahensya ay nagsalita na tungkol dito. Ang unahin natin syempre yung pagkamusta sa inyong kliyente. Baka lang kasi may nabalitaan na kayo kung kamusta siya at ano ang lagay niya.
Actually, to be honest with you, sir, kahapon, mga alauna, I think 1:30 ata ako nakaalis sa Senate, no? Ang maka-attest niyan yung mga reporters po na naka-meet ko sa harap po ng Senado. So after that, of course, I was staying whole day in the Senate. Maaga pa hanggang madaling araw the next day. So I was really sleepy. So pumunta po ako dun sa hotel na binook ako ng mga staff ni Senator Bato de la Rosa. So I did not know, wala nga akong idea nung pagbalik ko sa Senado mga 9:20 in the morning, yung mga balita. Kaya pala tinanong ako nung nung supervisor ng OSAA, Sir, sinong nag-invite sa iyo dito, sir? Nandito ako. Kaya ako maabogado ni Senator Bato. Siya bang nagpaakyat dito, sir? Presumably siya ang magpaakyat sa akin. Yun parang agreement namin. Yun pala siya tanong, kay may nangyari pala daw early in the morning, but I learned that thereafter. So I do not know.
Nakapanik na. So hanggang ngayon hindi niyo pa nakakausap ang inyo pong kaibigan at kliyente na si Senator Bato?
Except the family members of the good senator.
So tatanungin na natin yung kamusta muna yung pamilya, no, Mase?
Yung pamilya, yung yung especially the beloved wife po. Of course, hindi siya happy sa mga pangyayari kasi parang sa feeling niya yung Philippine government, specifically the executive department, at least some of the public officials are treating as if he is already a wanted person. Na para bang yung warrant of arrest ng ICC ay effective na dito sa Pilipinas kasi sa pananaw po ng kanyang may bahay ay dapat po dumaan po ito sa lokal na proseso at dapat po dinaan ito sa local courts natin, ipa-confirm mo na itong warrant para sana magkabisa dito sa Pilipinas. Yun po ang kanyang feeling.
Opo. Attorney, si Maricel po ito. Ulitin ko lamang po. So, hindi po kayo nakonsulta ni Senator Bato tungkol po doon sa plano niyang pag-alis sa Senate?
Actually, ang napag-usapan namin before kami umalis, pumunta muna kami, nagpa-picture pa nga kami doon sa sa crime scene, yung putukan na post ko sa
Nakita
Facebook.
po namin yun.
Yun. Now after that, umakyat kami sa kanyang opisina at nagkausap. Tapos we were talking about the legal remedies. Umabot pa nga kami sa Article 59 kasi parang ano ba yung sinasabi ng ibang expert dyan na hindi na daw dapat dumaan sa local courts. Sabi ko, boss, mga biased lang yan sila kasi sa paningin nila, hindi ka na dapat dumaan. Kasi nga, maski nag-withdraw na tayo sa Rome Statute, granting ex argumente gracia na nag-withdraw tayo, pero pwede pa rin natin ma-invoke yung Article 59. Kasi nga po, ang word na used is custodial state. So meaning, being a custodial state, whether you're a member or not, the custodial state must bring you to the local competent authority. And besides, sabi ko sa niya, this is customary international law, boss. Lahat pong dadakpin sa ibang bansa. Na-cite ko yan sa memorandum, sabi ko sa kanya, dun sa kaso, na may mga instances, si Jean-Pierre Bembe, na dakip siya, taga Central African Republic siya, na dakip siya sa Belgium. Dinaan siya sa local court. Una nga, napalabas siya kasi nga hindi na-follow yung procedures, hindi na-respect yung kanyang human rights. May mga at least 6 instances na na-cite natin sa ating memorandum niyan na na-file natin sa Korte Suprema. So, sabi niya, ganun pa, bakit ganun ang kanilang view? Ewan ko sa kanila, boss, bakit mga kasama ko naman yan na ibang mga law deans. Pero ang totoo talaga niyan, boss, is sabi ko sa kanya, Senator, is in whatever jurisdiction, customary international law yan, na pagdakpin ka, dapat idaan ka talaga sa korte, especially kung foreign warrants yan. Because the local courts have to know, ano ba yung warrant mo? Balido ba yan? Narespeto ba yung rights mo? Hindi ba yan illegal arrest ang nagawa? Yan ang nangyari doon kay Calixte Imba Rushimana, who was arrested in France, but he belongs to a country in South Africa. That also happened to Jean-Jacques Mangena Kabongo, who was likewise arrested in Belgium. That also happened to Aimee Quirolo Musamba. So, yun ang sabi ko sa kanya. Kaya, hindi ko na alam pag alis ko kung ano nang nangyari.
So hindi po kayo natanong tungkol po dun sa kanyang plano. But as his legal counsel po, do you think it's wise for the senator to leave the Senate premises?
Well, that's his option because to our mind, really, my honest belief is walang warrant of arrest na na-validate under the Philippine jurisdiction. It has to pass through the local processes in the Philippines. So, sa tingin ko talaga, honestly, he is free to leave kung yun ang kanyang desisyon. Pero honestly, nung before ako I left mga 1:30, hindi namin napag-usapan yun.
Okay. So, yun pong ino-offer halimbawa ng Department of Justice na willing daw silang isailalim sa protective custody si Senator Bato de la Rosa. Bukas po ba kayo dun sa ideya na yun?
Well, you know, ma'am, I'm a lawyer and I'm not supposed to dictate on my client on the choices. What I usually do is I present alternatives. And if he will call me, I will present that as an alternative. I'm sure he knows already. I will present the alternative. Boss, if you will surrender, these are the government agencies which offer you protection or sanctuary. The DOJ, the PNP, other agencies, if there are other agencies who are willing to or which are willing to provide you sanctuary, these are the strengths, these are the weaknesses, these are the threats. Yun po, ano ko yan, and the decision lies with him. But as to whether or not we will consider it, certainly we will consider it.
Good evening po, si Chicky Vergel po ito. As Senator Bato de la Rosa's attorney or legal counsel po, no? Attorney, I'm sure concerned kayo dun sa safety po ni Senator de la Rosa. So previously, nung nandun pa siya sa Senado, ay under the protective custody siya ng Senado. Hindi po ba concerning na hindi alam ng Sergeant of Arms? Kasi ang sabi niya sa amin kagabi, after the fact nang umalis si Senator Bato de la Rosa ng premises, dun pa niya nalaman dahil ni-report daw, sinabi sa kanya ng kanyang security personnel at nakita sa CCTV. Hindi po ba concerning na hindi nagsabi yung security personnel dun kay dun sa Sergeant at Arms po? Hindi ba dapat all eyes on him at all times para po maproteksyonan?
Well, I do not really know what happened there kasi si General, yung chief po ng security, was really an efficient man, no? Hindi ko lang alam anong nangyari, bakit din niya na later na lang niya na bantayan, pero I must admit na concerning, but not concerning in the sense that there was parang mali on the part of the chief security of the OSAA. There was no mistake on the part of the OSAA. As a matter of fact, bilib na bilib po ako sa kanya. Yung concerning lang yung safety, yes, I agree with it. Kasi may declaration si former Senator Trillanes na we will go after you, na para bang sheriff na siya ng ICC. Yung mga pronouncements na ganyan would add to the anxiety of the family of the good senator, no? So, dyan, I must admit na medyo concerning yung safety doon sa mga declarations ni Senator Trillanes.
And speaking of safety po, attorney, no, since nakalabas na nga po siya, para po sa'yo, saan po mas safe? Sa labas o sa loob ng Senado? Since
Well,
you
sa akin
trust the Sergeant at Arms.
Sana, honestly, sa aking paningin, mas safe siya doon sa Senado, sa aking paningin. Pero, parang ayaw na ata niya, siguro, I can only speculate, na nakaka-cause siya ng too much anxiety, hassle to his fellow senators. Kasi kasama kami at that time nung nandun kami sa second floor with they were having a caucus at that time, I think they were waiting for the articles of impeachment. And then pinatawag ako. So, bumaba ako together with Attorney Jimmy Bondoc. And we had a discussion also with Senator Marcoleta and the Senator Cayetano, and the lawyer of Senator Cayetano. I believe he was the chief legal counsel of the Senate President. So we were also discussing our legal options. And then there was a lull in our discussion. Lumabas muna ako, and then yun na, nagkaputukan na. So parang feeling ko yun ang dumating siguro sa sa isip ni Senator Bato, kasi kilala ko na po si Senator Bato kasi pareho kaming probinsya eh. Bata pala ako, kilala ko na siya, kilala na niya ako, kaya nga po siguro he trust me very much, no? So kaya yan ang naisip kong rason bakit siguro siya nag-decide to leave at around 2:30 when I was no longer in the Senate.
He trusts you very much po, pero hanggang ngayon hindi pa po kayo natatawagan.
Yes, kasi there's a reason for it. If he calls me, then the PNP and the CIDG, ma'am, maski text lang po, mag-ping po yan. Na ano ko po yan nung yung KOJC siege. Etong cellphone ko po, na-hack ito, nakakapasok ang daming mga messages, no? Pati message ko natitrace, no? Maski hindi sa kanila dumadaan. Naging veterano na rin po ako nito, ma'am. Sa Maguindanao cases ko rin, I've been handling a lot of cases in Maguindanao. Careful din kami in the usage of the cellphone. And we are dealing here with a veteran general who knows how to handle security. So that is probably the reason why he does not text me nor call me.
Opo. Attorney, I understand sa punto de vista po ninyo, sa paniniwala po ninyo bilang legal counsel ni Senator Bato, hindi siya wanted. Kasi wala pang
Hindi
local
siya
court,
wanted.
hindi po ba?
Opo.
Pero, bagamat ganun po yung inyong point of view pagdating po sa usapin na yan, nag-issue pa rin po, sabi nga natin kanina, nung lookout bulletin order laban po kay Senator Bato de la Rosa. Do you think this is fair?
Well, that is a policy which we cannot dictate upon the DOJ, no? Lookout bulletin order, hindi naman yan whole departure order. It cannot stop a person from traveling. It's just a, it's just basically a lookout. Be more vigilant. If that person comes to the airport, then report it to the DOJ right away. But can it stop the person from traveling abroad? No, it cannot, because it is not a whole departure order. Under our laws, only the regional trial court, after there is a criminal case that is filed before the regional trial court, and the prosecution would move for the issuance of whole departure order, and after determining that there is probable cause, there is good cause for it to be issued, the judge will issue the same, and only that whole departure order issued by a regional trial court can prevent a person from traveling. But a lookout bulletin order cannot prevent a person from traveling abroad. But I'm not saying that he has plans of going abroad, ha? Mahal na mahal ni Senator Bato ang Pilipinas, hindi aalis ng Pilipinas yun.
Okay, attorney, yun nga po. Pareho tayo nang nabasa tungkol sa kung ano ang sakop lang ng ILBO. No? We agree. Pero doon sa press con kanina, sinabi po talaga ng acting Justice Secretary na kaakibat ng ILBO ay yung they will arrest him kung aalis siya. So, kumbaga parang merong karugtong. Hindi lang, kumbaga after the ILBO, ang karugtong ay arrest.
Can you please ask him what would be his legal basis if he will do that? I'm not saying that, that is legal, right? Just ask him what would be your legal basis. Simple question. The mainstream media should do that, no? They should not accept hook, like, and sinker the statements of Ombudsman Rimulya, Secretary Vida, although we respect them very much because they are our high public officials. But then again, mainstream media has the obligation to look further as to the basis, because that would curtail the right to travel of my client. And under Article 3, Section 6 of the 1987 Constitution, only a court order can stop it, or if there is grounds of national security or public safety or public health.
Sir.
I don't think Senator De La Rosa is a threat to national security, much more public health or public order. He's just one person. And I think the PNP is very strong to defend our country from any trouble.
Tingin
That's
ko,
my
yeah.
humble
I know.
opinion on the matter.
I think, Attorney Torion, kaya hindi na yun na-follow up ng mainstream media kayo nang umattend doon dahil the press con started with the first announcement that the government is acknowledging the arrest warrant na pinadala po ng ICC. Umpisa pa lang
Okay.
sinabi na mukhang yun yung basis niya eh.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sige,
yeah.
sige.
So
Pero sunod kung sana itanong din ninyo pa anong legal basis po niya.
Para malinaw lang po, actually na-mention na ni Jovi, the government is acknowledging yung arrest warrant. Kayo po ay malinaw din po sa inyo na meron pong arrest warrant mula po sa ICC. Kasi marami
Okay.
pong nagtatanong, bakit? Meron bang warrant? Marami pong nalilito eh.
So if there is that acknowledgement on the part of the government, please ask the government also, because they always cite Section 17 of RA 9851. There are two modalities. No? The first rule there under the first paragraph is that the state, meaning the Philippines, shall have primary jurisdiction over war crimes, crimes against humanity, and genocide if committed within the territory of the Philippines. So Pilipinas po ang may jurisdiction. Exception lang po yung in the interest of justice, Philippines may dispense with the investigation or prosecution of such crimes, no? And may surrender or extradite. So dalawa po yun. Sa extradition po, may rules of procedure na po tayo. Klaro po yan. Pinalabas na po yan ng Korte Suprema. Nadadaan po sa Korte yung extradition process. Pero sa surrender po, pakitanong po kung meron na po ba tayong rules of procedure po. Sino po ang magpa-file ng petition for surrender sa Korte? Anong Korte? Regional Trial Court, Court of Appeals, or Supreme Court? Tanungin po natin kung may rules of procedure po. Kasi sa Pangilinan versus Cayetano, during the deliberations therein of Justice Leonen, it really came out that the Philippines, when Congress crafted RA 9851, we did not copy the procedural mechanism for surrender under the Rome Statute. So meaning, the enforcement therefore of the warrant of arrest, recognition of a warrant, is different from enforcement of a warrant. Enforcement of a warrant, therefore, since we did not copy the procedural mechanism under the Rome Statute, then it should follow Philippine law, and therefore the Philippine Constitution should be applied. Due process must be observed. His right to life and liberty must be subjected under the operations of the due process clause of the 1987 Constitution.
Sir, yung ipinupunto ng government na may obligasyon tayo sa Interpol.
Obligasyon tayo sa Interpol kung merong red notice which is absent in this case. And besides, a red notice is not equivalent to a warrant of arrest. It is simply a notice to the law enforcement agencies that if you can, please arrest this. This is a mere request. It is not binding on the part of the requested state. It is discretionary on the part of the requested state to follow. But then again, we have a government who is hell-bent in implementing the warrant of arrest. Let us assume that it wants to implement the same, but in this case there is yet no red notice, so it is premature to answer that.
Okay. Attorney Torion, balikan ko yung nandun kayo nung nagkaputukan eh, di ba?
Yes po.
Tapos we also used yung sinupply nyo po na video yung medyo madilim na
Yes.
top shot na
Nag-agree ako doon, may nag-text sa akin.
may nagbigay sa inyo nung mga kawani ng NBI
NBI,
na nandoon
yes.
sa may parang parke doon sa may GSIS side knowing nung nilabas nyo po yun, alam ko na lahat tayo in the dark pa kung ano ba talaga yung nangyayari, 'di ba? So nakita lang ninyo yun. Pero ngayon meron na mga lumabas na video kung ano talaga ginagawa ng mga NBI nung kasama yung media. Ano po ang inyong reaction doon? Ano ngayon yung nakikita nyo doon sa video na inilabas natin?
Well, it confirmed yung video kasi nung mga minutes lang before ako bumaba, before ako ni-request na mag-join doon sa caucus ng mga senators po. nandun ako sa, anong tawag nito, sa balcony.
Balcony
Then
ledge.
papansin ko may mga flashlight doon sa vicinity lang talaga ng Senado. Pumapasok na nga sila doon sa sa Senado na portion eh. Kaya dalawa kami nung staff ni Senator Bato de la Rosa. So binidyohan namin ang video ko kasi taga Bukid lang ako eh. Medyo hindi ito iPhone 17 eh. So hindi masyado klaro sa akin. Pero na video ko na may mga armado, tapos may mga sila parang name tag dito sa na nakita ko na nag-casing. Casing ang tawag nila niyan eh. Tapos sa right side din, from the GSIS side talaga, may mga lumalabas din, nagpa-flashlight, parang naghahanap ng daan. Oo. So, na-videohan ko yun. Na-stop lang ako nun kasi ni-request nga akong bumaba doon sa Senado. So, kaya nga, pinost ko kaagad. Anong ginagawa nito? And then, lumabas yung report ng ABS-CBN.
And TV5. Meron din kami.
And TV5.
sir. Yeah.
TV5, nakita ko rin
Yeah.
na which confirmed may video na mga NBI pala talaga yon.
Yeah.
Kasi same area nung nakunan ko ng video doon sila lumabas nung operation nila.
Wasn't that a point of clarity nung lumabas na yung mga report na sila ay nasa GSIS side at wala sila sa Senate side, sir?
No, kasi meron dun sa yung isang video ko sa harap na yun sa Senado na yun.
Yung sa second
yung
floor,
first video
yun?
sa Senado na yun hindi na yun yung
outside.
dito sa right side. Sa yun, GSIS yun, pero yung sa harap nasa Senado na sila nun. Na within the confines na ng Senado. Oo.
So, hindi kayo convinced do sa kahit na may mga ibang witnesses doon na sila ay nandun to secure GSIS?
Hindi ako convinced yun. Palusot na lang yun. Maski iba-iba nga ang isa. Akala ko ba pinauwi na sila 4 o'clock pa lang. Gabi na nga yun Iba-iba yung version po ng naniniwala pa ba tayo kay NBI Director? Grabe naman. Paiba-iba yung
Hindi sa kanya, doon sa mga nandun doon to cover.
Ha?
Yung kasama na nag-cover.
Yung
Kahit
kasama
wag na
ng-
kay matibag, doon sa mga nag-cover na lang.
In the first place, sir, yung yung mga declarations nga yung pagbarina nila. 'Di ba? Anong sinasabi? Ang declaration nila para daw ma-mislead yung mga na doon sila kunyari papasok. Yun man ang mga conversations na namin nga. Meron kaming pina word for word ko yun na bang tawag niyan? Transcribe ko yun lahat ng mga nakausap doon. Pati yung mga tawag ng nakuha ng ng camera ng recording, transcribe ko yun. Final ko po sa Korte Suprema. Nagbarina-barina sila doon para kunyari doon sila papasok, pero doon pala sa kabila sila papasok. Oo.
Okay.
Okay.
Sir, I understand hindi nyo po nakausap si Senator Bato after po niyang lumabas ng Senado. Pero how about po si Senator Robin? Baka naman po nagkaroon kayo ng communication.
Actually, umuwi ako dito sa Davao kaninang madaling araw.
Nasa Davao po
I
kayo.
did not have the opportunity to talk to him yesterday. I was there the entire morning and afternoon and evening. Kasi I was the one entertaining yung mga nagabisita kay Senator Bato mga kapatid na mga Muslim, mga supporters niya na iba na nagbisita. I was so busy entertaining the guests of Senator Bato and some of my personal guests also na may pakay din sa akin that I did not have the chance to talk to Senator Robin. Yes,
Kasi considered as persons of interest daw sila ni na SP
Oo nga.
Cayetano
Hindi
po?
naman sila
Saka ni
wanted.
Sergeant.
kundi
Di naman.
For explanation purposes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're asking.
May pahabol na tanong, attorney,
Yes,
itong
sir.
mga
Yes,
staff
sir.
namin tungkol dun sa deadline bukas ng 72 hours yung reply dun sa utos ng SC. Of course, I'm sure you're ready for that, no?
Yes. As a matter of fact, inunahan na namin sila right after the incident, pagka morning pa lang, meron na akong very urgent manifestation of supervening events. Pero nga po, I have to also respect the marami kasing ang trabaho po na ganito, sir, marami po kasing nagsasuggest. Oo. Mga abogadong iba, mga kaibigan din natin. So I also have to respect their feelings. I have to consider their suggestions. Kaya maski tapos na po yung very urgent manifestation namin at 8 o'clock in the morning, I have to also consider the sentiments of my fellow lawyers na i-consider din yung mga opinion na. Kaya redraft until finally, na-file namin mga around 3:38 ata pagkahapon yesterday. But tomorrow, we are expecting yung comment nila, and we also have 3 days within which to file our reply. And I hope and pray that we would be able to comply with it.
Sorry, kailan po ninyo plano uli na i-file yung reply, sir?
We are given 3 days from receipt tomorrow, inshallah.
So, tomorrow
If I will do not count under the law, do not count the first day. So anong araw na tayo bukas? 16. So 17,
Sabado.
18, 19 ang aking deadline.
19.
Araw yung 19. Monday? Ata, no?
Yeah,
Or
Tuesday. So sa Tuesday
ang
po
deadline
ninyo.
ko. Tuesday.
Okay, so sa Tuesday po namin kayo aasahan sa SC?
SC.
Ang problema kasi ngayon, ma'am, under the new rules promulgated by the Supreme Court, electronic na lang po lahat.
Okay.
So, kaya electronic, kaya hindi na kami pupunta doon, which is also very helpful on our part kasi dito kasi na kaso, sa Davao firm ko pa ito eh. Hindi ko pa ito na-assign doon sa amin ni Jimmy Bondoc sa Manila, sa Pasig. So, dito kami nagtatrabaho sa mga ganong mga pakay. Though we coordinate with my Pasig law firm with Attorney Jimmy Bondoc also insofar as the other submissions are concerned likewise.
All right.
Attorney Torian, thank you very much for joining STL. And we hope to hear more updates from you lalo na next week dahil marami pang pwede mangyari.
Oo.
Sure, sir.
Opo.
Thank you po.
Salamat po sa
Salamat.
inyo, attorney.
Thank you.